And so he comes to my mom's house unannounced. He did not tell me that he was coming. We didn't have no conversation. I was asleep. And to my knowledge, Trey was asleep. We didn't have sex, nothing. We literally lay down in the bed. We was taking shots a little bit, like, so we sleepy. It's 3 in the morning. We lay down and go to bed. I wake up to shots.
20-year-old Tyrie Richardson punches the door code to his house at 3:28 a.m., removes his shoes and walks into what he believes is his own family's home. Not knowing, he was walking into a hail of gunfire. 16 shots, 12 in the back, 2 in the neck and 2 in the head. Dies instantly on the bedroom floor. Never fired back a weapon, never had a chance. He had walked in, taken off his shoes, jumped on the bed, and was ambushed by Terrence Yancey, his baby mama's side piece. Tyrie came in peace, prepared to have a night's rest in his home, but the man waiting for him was prepared to kill. The shooter was convicted, and everyone thought the case was closed and over. But the woman Tyrie loved, Autumn Anderson, the mother of his child, the witness who saw it all and later cradled him as he died, kept too many secrets. For 2 years, she walked free, until her own attempt to clear her name on social media exposed a string of lies and inconsistencies, which led to something unexpected.
And so I jump up and I run out of the room. When I'm running out of the room, Tyrie is literally falling into the room as he's being shot. He was shot 16 times. When I run out of the room, I run across the hallway to my sister's room.
While Autumn described how she watched her child's father get shot, she felt no remorse, no noticeable trauma, no tears, no shaky voice. Just cold and emotionless, in contrast to how Tyrie's parents gave their own account.
But I want to clear another part of that statement up. Tyrie ain't kicked no door in. Tyrie ain't pried no door. He ain't come through the back door. He hit the code. We all got codes on doors. He hit the code on the door. Open the door.
Just like she had to go to our house.
Pretty much. But at the end of the day, if Tyrie would have known who was in that house, he wouldn't have put himself in that situation. And he was in that situation because of his love of what he thought was genuine. And genuine wasn't nothing but a fraud, a fake, and a phony.
Materialistic.
By the end of this video, you'll know why police reopened this case 2 years later. Why one woman's attempt to clear her name in a murder case may have implicated her even the more. And why a grieving family is begging you to pay attention. At some point, we are going to be asking some crucial questions which your answer will be needed to help potential victims understand why this murder case is an ultimate act of. In your opinion, what does a man taking off his shoes before walking into a room truly mean about his intent? Was this the action of an intruder or the devastating final act of a man desperate for family? Let me take you back to the beginning, because this story consists of layers and runs deeper than anyone initially thought. So grab a cup of coffee and settle in for this captivating true crime story. And I'd love to know, where are you watching this video from? Drop it in the comments. Don't hesitate to join the conversation too, because your thoughts and inputs are a vital part of this story. Welcome to Mind Twist True Crime Stories. Kindly support us by subscribing to this channel and turn on the notification bell icon. Tyrie Richardson wasn't supposed to die at 20. Born April 26, 2002, in Glendale, Maryland. Raised by parents who'd been married 25 years. 4 kids, 1 household, solid foundation. While his friends were getting high, Tyrie was getting busy. An aspiring rapper goes by the name of FSO Gunk, with several successful hits and albums under his name.
We them young niggas who ship in the cargo, bustin' the swipe Wells Fargo. Starting the plug, say I pay.
He was also a young businessman. He owned a food truck at 19 and also a dog breeding company. Spent Saturdays hunting with his dad and grandfather. Family man through and through.
What's up, Slim? How you doing, man? What's up, shitty? Hey, I'm coolin', man. What you out here for? The spot? Last shit, yeah. Stop playing. Fucking spot, baby. Hey, come on, man. What it make you do? Hey. Shit gonna be finger licking good. Hop in that motherfucker. Tell him we got that new shit in there. That brand new. Brand spanking new. Give me a month or two, man. This motherfucker gonna be up and running. I want y'all to support. Man, black businesses need to support each other a little more. In the community, we gonna be all over PG.
Boy, motivating you.
Do something a little different for the community. But we'll be serving everything. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, everything, man. I just want, it's an experience for me, so, you know what I'm saying?
High school, 2017. That's where he met her, Autumn Anderson. Young, beautiful, shared his vision of building something real together, or so he thought. They didn't start dating until 2019, on and off from the beginning. Break up, make up, break up, make up. Toxic cycle that should have been a warning. But when you're 17 and think you found your soulmate, red flags look like love letters. Tyrie played his role, paid for her cars, her cosmetic surgeries, her lifestyle. She lived in his family's home, ate at their table, and became like a daughter to his parents. Lindsay and Roger Richardson opened their hearts and their wallets. Everything looked perfect from the outside. Young couple, building dreams, planning a future. But underneath, Autumn was already building something else. Something Tyrie would never see coming. See, Tyrie believed in fighting for love, believed in second chances, believed in family above everything else. Those same beautiful qualities that made him a devoted son and father, they're exactly what got him killed. How many red flags would you ignore for someone you believed was your soulmate? Keep that question in mind, because Tyrie ignored them all. And by the time he realized what was happening, he was already lying face down on his bed.
We ended up breaking up in the summer of 2019 in June. Now, in the summer of 2019 when we broke up is when I met Trey. Trey is who killed him the night of June 13th. When I met Trey through a mutual friend of mine who I've been friends with for years prior to.
Summer 2019. Tyrie and Autumn break up. Within days, she meets someone new, Terrence Kenneth Yancey. 22 years old from Washington, D.C. Audio technician. Already had a gun problem, prior firearms charges on his record. Autumn's friend brings Terrence to her mother's cookout. They get very close, but never officially date. Just close enough for what comes next. Labor Day weekend, Tyrie wants Autumn back. She says yes. But here's the twist. She tells him she's not exclusive. Translation, she's keeping both men on the hook. Tyrie knows about Terrence. Terrence knows about Tyrie. Phone calls get intercepted, heated words exchanged. One day Autumn's at Tyrie's house, Terrence calls, Tyrie answers. Another day she's at Terrence's place, Tyrie calls, Terrence picks up. 2 men, 1 woman, 0 boundaries. April 26, 2020. Tyrie's 18th birthday. Autumn plans the perfect celebration. At-home massage, brunch, family dinner, club night. But something's wrong. None of Tyrie's friends showed up. His best friend Boog, who lives with them, vanishes all day. They return from the club. Tyrie gets out to hit his J. Within seconds, he's running for his life. Someone chases him through the neighborhood with a gun. Someone who knew exactly where he'd be, when he'd be vulnerable, and how to find him. A neighbor saves Tyrie's life, lets him hide until police arrive. Later, they discover the shooter's friend dropped Boog at a nearby library that same night. Coincidence? Tyrie doesn't think so, because only 3 people knew Tyrie's exact location that night. His girlfriend, his best friend, and the friend who knew Terrence. 2 years later, one of them would finish what they started.
When we finally pull up to our house, Tyrie backs into the parking spot. When he backs into the parking spot, me and her, we're still having a conversation, like we still talking. Mind you, we're drunk. We still talking, and I'm not gonna say like we was, like talking the whole time, like, where I'm, peeping what she doing, but like we would come back to the conversation. I would come back to the front and be like, yeah, cause da 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 da. But like for the most part, like we were talking the whole car ride. So when he pulls into the parking spot, he put the car in park, he started rolling up a J. He never was going into the house. He never was like leaving us in the car or nothing like that. He was getting out to hit his J. He went to the back of the car, like on the trunk, leaned against the trunk, and was about to hit his J. Now, mind you, I'm still talking to her. Now, when I'm facing the back seat of the car, I can clearly see him out of the window. And when he sits back to hit his J, it was like almost immediately, like he just took off. Like I just seen a fast motion past the car, and I just seen another fast motion past the car. And so in my head, I'm like, what was that? And she's like, what? And I'm like, I'm just trying to get my thoughts together. Like he getting chased down. Like jump in the driver's seat. I put the car in drive, and I started driving in the direction where Tyrie ran. Now, mind you, it was not as quick as like he started running. The dude, I seen another fast motion start running after him, and it was kind of like a click kind of situation. If you ever been in a situation where it's happening fast, stuff kind of slow down. So I'm like, I gotta get myself together. I literally jump in the driver's seat, put the car in drive, and I start driving in the direction of where he ran to.
Imagine you survive a calculated ambush that only your closest circle knew about. Would you cut ties immediately? Or would the fear of losing the love of your life and supposed family make you stay and ignore the danger? Tell us your thoughts in the comment section below. If someone tried to kill you on your birthday, would you give them a second chance to finish the job? Because that's exactly what Tyrie did. And 9 months later, Autumn got pregnant with his child. April 2020. Autumn gets pregnant. She tells everyone this sealed the deal for moving in with Tyrie permanently. What she doesn't mention is how it sealed something else, her exit strategy. Tyrie transforms, pays for her prenatal care, covers all expenses, prepares for fatherhood. Meanwhile, Autumn's still texting Terrence, still planning visits, still living a double life while Tyrie builds nurseries. 8 months pregnant, Autumn discovers Tyrie's been unfaithful. Some girl on Instagram posting about flights and hotel rooms. But here's what's twisted. She uses his cheating to justify her own. 2 wrongs don't make a right, but they do make a murder plot. January 6th, 2022. Baby Cody is born. Tyrie is initially absent at the club with other women, but when he sees his son, everything changes. Becomes hands-on father, midnight feedings, devoted provider. For a moment, it looks like love might win. During her pregnancy, what should have been a moment of hope quickly turns into one of the most volatile chapters in her relationship with Tyrie. Because while Tyrie was trying to hold his family together, Autumn was already entangled with another man, Terrence Kenneth Yancey, better known as Trey. By her own admission, their bond had been building for months. The love triangle was in motion. Tyrie fighting to protect his home, Trey chasing after a woman who wasn't his, and Autumn balancing both while never fully choosing either side. Tyrie, despite every red flag, every betrayal, every brush with death, refuses to give up. He wants to give his son the kind of home he once knew, stable, loving, intact. But while he was clinging to that dream, Autumn seemed to be moving in an entirely different direction. So, was this whole movie a series of tragic coincidences? Or had Autumn been pulling strings from the very start? If she could stand by during one attempt on Tyrie's life, what would stop her from letting it happen again? Rewind to early 2020. COVID-19 shuts down Autumn's beauty business, leaving her fully dependent on Tyrie. She lived under his roof, drove his cars, ate his food, all while continuing her secret connection with his rival. The tension finally erupted. Arguments turned into brawls. One night, Tyrie struck Autumn in the face. She recorded his tearful apology afterward, capturing a man desperate to hold on to what was already slipping away. But that desperation was met with a wall of cold detachment. While Tyrie confessed his worst moments, admitting he was an absent partner, Autumn never once reciprocated the honesty. She let him take all the blame, never confessing her continued involvement with Terrence Yancey. She allowed Tyrie to believe that he was the sole reason for the breakdown. And in this recording that followed, Tyrie pours out his soul, raw, broken, begging for the family he longed to keep. That audio would later become one of the most haunting pieces of evidence in the case and one of the clearest windows into just how fractured their relationship had become. Before we continue, I need you to understand something. Thousands watch stories like this daily, but most scroll past without engaging. If this story is opening your eyes and you are gaining something helpful, support us by hitting that like button and sharing this video. because what you're about to hear next will change everything.
You should allow me to work the shit off of my child for you, for all the shit I dragged you through for the last 4 years, you know? I honestly feel as if our next 6 months is gonna be so great of our relationship that you will be able to just forget about everything that's happened in the past. I just really think you would see a greater change. I don't like when you tell me it's no more because I really got faith in this shit. I really do care. I really
listen.
Think that this can work. Don't keep cutting me off. I really do think that this can work. I know we can work it out. I want to do this shit with you without my home, without you being in my home, without you being here. It sucks. It's empty. Yesterday, I was fucking in my room all day. I can't keep doing this shit. I can't keep living like this. I don't want to be with nobody else. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, you know. I honestly don't know what to say. I can just tell you I'm sorry because I've literally done a lot of shit that's weighed this relationship down. I've done a lot of shit that can make you hate me. I've done a lot of shit that will make you look the other way when I could be saying something right. But I just want you to open your mind up and just to see everything we losing. Your house.
So
Me being with my child every day. A bunch of shit. Like, I don't want to lose my love with you. I don't want to have to restore all that shit. And then we come back to each other and we work it out. And then we had to do all that again. I don't want to have to do that. I don't want to stop the baby steps again. I'm just asking you to try, babe. Any sign of me cheating, any sign of me doing anything wrong, you can leave. You can go right out the door.
That's what you don't understand is I don't want to work it out. In order to work it out, no way. Wait, let me finish.
I know you don't want to. I already understand you don't want to work it out, and I know why. Because it takes me this long to try to fucking put it together.
I'm not done
but
talking.
that's not the way I want to go.
You just cut me off. So can I talk?
Yes.
In order to work something out, both people have to want it.
Yes.
And I don't.
And I'm just asking.
So I'm telling you how this is gonna go.
I just don't think we should be like this, babe. You're trying to run the show, and I just think you should just give me an opportunity to fix it with our relationship. Like, I'm so down on this shit. I'm so mentally broken. I really want to fix my home, bro.
You're so mentally broken.
Babe, I've been through a lot of shit. You've been through a lot too. I'm not knocking that, bro. I'm not knocking that. At the end of the day, you went through shit when it was most trauma and you were having a baby. I was a terrible boyfriend. I was never there. I was absent. I wanted to smoke J's more than worrying about my family and making sure y'all straight. I was worried about getting high, stimulation in my mind, shit like that. I'm not worried about that shit no more. Like, I honestly have a clear head. I honestly think about putting my family ahead. I honestly thinking about still being able to stand. So if emergencies come, if you crash your car, shit happen, I'll be able to put us back on our feet like that. That's man shit. I don't want to lose you, bro. Like, I'm not even gonna think about losing you because that shit is hard for me to endure, bro. Definitely the day before Christmas, like I keep telling you. I never had a Christmas with you, bro. Just wanna try to spend time with you at least, try to enjoy my life with you while I can. I only had one life. We already had a kid. We already started a family. Let's get this shit right while we can, before it's too late.
That's what I'm telling you, Tyrie.
It's not too late, baby, because we're right here talking. It's not too late. We're right here talking. It's not too late. We still there together. It's not too late. It's not too late.
I'm still here?
Why?
Because I work here.
Okay, and I'm asking you to just love
I
me
feel bad for
again.
Boog that he has to get
I'm just
used to
asking
it.
you to love me again,
So,
babe. I'm just
the
asking
car
you to love me again, babe. I'm
is
asking you to,
convenient.
please. I'm just asking you to love me again. I'm just
My
asking
son's
you to.
stuff is here.
I'm just
And
asking you.
until I'm able to,
You're not moving. I don't want you to leave. I don't want you to do all that.
You're
I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I want you to just see positivity out of this
it's
situation.
no positivity.
It is positivity. You're making it negative. If I'm telling you, it's still positive.
I
If
just
I'm
bust your
telling you,
head open.
babe,
I
and
just bust your
I'm
head
fine. I'm still seeing positivity. Okay, I'm still seeing positivity. You're the one who's painting a negative on the situation. Like, you not understanding, you laughing at me, bro.
It's negative.
It's
I
not,
can't
because I'm
take
right
negative
here.
on negative.
I'm
It's
trying to work
already
this shit
negative.
out. I'm right here trying to work this shit out. I'm right here trying to.
You trying to
fucking-
work this out. And a week
Yes.
ago, you punched me in my face.
And I've done that.
Dragged
And
me
I've
off the
told you
bed.
that. I've done that.
Got on
I've
top
done
of me
that.
and choked me.
Babe, but you gotta understand, I'm out of town for 4 days. I'll come back home. Everything
back
that I
home.
have is just fucking.
With bitches' numbers in your phone. You're
You
on the
right,
phone with
I
bitches
did.
while I'm in the
You
kitchen.
right.
You're in the living room.
I was not on the phone with no bitch while you was in the kitchen and I was in the living room.
You didn't know
I swear
was
to
in the
God.
kitchen.
I swear to God, I wasn't
heard
on the
it.
phone with no bitch in the living room while you was in the kitchen. I would never do no shit like that.
You
I wouldn't even call no bitch in my house with you right here. That's so disrespectful. You might have thought I was on the phone with a bitch.
You were.
I wasn't.
Okay. Well, besides.
I wasn't on the phone with a bitch. I'm telling you, I wasn't on the phone with a bitch in the living room with you right here. I wouldn't even do no
Okay,
shit
so
like
maybe
that.
I just misheard. But
Maybe you misheard. Like I said, I wouldn't do no shit like that. Like, that's beyond disrespectful. I would be super mad you did some shit like that to me. I wouldn't do no shit like that. That's not even, that's drawing a line.
disrespect is
Yeah, you're right. I've done a lot of
Beyond it.
disrespectful shit. I've done a
both
lot
of
of
us.
fucked
And I
up
feel
shit.
like,
Right,
why
and we
would you
can
want
fix
to be
it.
with somebody like that?
Because I understand that. I play a role in why all this shit is this way, babe. I love you. You're beautiful to me. I love you from the bottom of my heart. When you get your body done, you're gonna be A1 day one. I'm gonna still continue to love you. I've still loved you the whole time we were together. I've told
How do
myself
you think
that I
that's
can't.
love?
I told myself that.
How do you think that's love, Tyrie?
I think it's love because I can always still pull you close to me regardless of
Because
how I
I've
feel.
always just been accessible to you.
No.
And now I'm
I
just
don't
on the
think
cut
you're-
of the accessibility.
And I'm telling you
And I
that
think that you should just be grown enough to say, let's just make these last months count.
I just don't think we should just do that, babe. Like, I don't
Look
think
at
we
you,
should
you're
do that. I
getting
don't
crazy.
think we should do that. I'm not trying to be crazy, but you're not even letting it be another way. You're not even trying
Because
to
I
think
don't
about
want it
the
to be
positives
another
of the
way.
situation. We've
I
been
don't
together
want
for
it to
4
be
years. You
another
dragged
way.
yourself through it for 4 years. What's gonna hurt you? Another 2 months? Another 2 months of doing this shit, then you still gotta do it for another 18 years. That way, you're not even
I'm
like,
going to be a mom longer than 18 years.
I'm gonna be a mom, a dad longer than 18 years too. You think I'm not gonna be there for my child? You think I'm not gonna be hung with my child when I'm 30? Shit like that. Like, I wanna do shit with him, bro. I wanna
Yeah,
fucking
you could still
enjoy
can't. You
my
was the one who
family,
said
bro.
if I break up with you, Cody won't have a dad, and that's fine. You don't want to be there for Cody since we broke up. That's fine with me. Get off of me. You stink. Get off of
Stop,
me. You
please.
stink.
I know. I'm just asking
Okay,
you
so
to
please move. You
stop. I'm
stink.
just asking you to stop.
Okay,
Please,
you stink. Move.
I don't wanna go through this. No.
Corey, it's
No,
really not up
I
to you
know
anymore.
it's not up to me. I know it's not up to me. I'm just asking you to try, babe. It's
And I'm
Christmas,
saying
babe. Listen
no.
to me. Listen to me. Listen to me,
Get
bro.
on my face.
I'm not trying to be
Get out of
aggressive
my
or
face.
nothing like that, bro. Listen to me. Listen to me, bro. Look at what you giving up, bro.
What am I giving up? It's nothing
Everything
here
you
for me.
giving up, everything is nothing here for you. You keep saying that I'm here. Cody's home is here. Your sweet is here. Babe, I'm admitting to me not being the best dude. I've admitted to that. Like, I've never admitted to that before. I've never said, damn, I've been fucked up. I've been doing all this shit. I've been this, that, and the third. I've never admitted to that shit ever. I never recognized where I was wrong in certain situations. I'm now seeing that, and it just makes me so mad because now it took me this long to take the initiative to make the shit work. babe, I don't want to lose my relationship. You got power in you to hold on to me, to hold on to what the song has, to hold on to everything. Please get off your phone.
Dude, you.
I don't see what the problem is. I'm not taking anything from you. I don't care about that shit. I want to do it because of the shit I put you through. But I want you to understand, we have a child. We have to raise for 18 years. Listen. Co-parenting sucks. I don't give a fuck who tells you that. He's missing two perspectives every single day. I'm just giving you real shit. He's missing two perspectives every single day. And in order for him to be a man,
are you a man? And you have both parents. Are you a man? Do you think you're a man?
I think I'm a man. I think
you think you're a man?
Yes, and I feel as if I definitely don't show characteristics of a man all the time, and I do that'll present me to be a pussy. But I am a man. I stand on all 10. I never folded on my family. I always been there. Anything financially wise, I never folded. I've been there, bro. You can't say I ain't my job. Like, I stand on my 10. I stand on my 10, bro. I give you shit that I don't even want to do. I still do it because that's man shit. Like paying for your last class. I wanted to spend all my money in LA. I said, fuck it, I'm gonna look out for her. I'm gonna help her. Boom. Next time I want to spend all my money in LA. Fuck it, I'm gonna pay for the surgery. I'm gonna help her out. I'm gonna help her deal with her bills. Help her do with her own shit.
So
I want you to genuinely be happy.
Other than materialistic things, what do you offer in this relationship? Other than materialistic things. Support.
Yes.
So cheating on me my whole pregnancy, that's support.
Babe, you can't bring up shit from 3 years ago.
Okay, so punching me in my face 7 days ago, that's support.
That's wrong. That's fucking wrong. You're right. That's the type of conversation I want to have, though. Like, so I can improve, so I can fix myself, so I can just build. Like, you think that this doesn't help me, but this really does help me.
This relationship literally drives you crazy.
I don't think it drives me crazy. I love the relationship so much it drives me crazy when I lose it.
That's a
problem.
But I feel like you the one that lost it.
I did. I admit I lost it. I played a role in us losing the relationship.
This denial was the final, devastating act of manipulation. Tyrie, now paranoid, was posting photos of himself with firearms on social media, clearly trying to project strength and intimidate Yancey. He was scared and alone, trapped between the man he wanted to be and the danger he couldn't see. May 7th, 2022. Tyrie moves out of his home, moves to his parents' house, said he needed to give Autumn some space to clear his head. But he doesn't cut ties completely. Likewise, Autumn, though it seemed to her it was a breakup, but she still accepts Tyrie's money, still lets him talk with Cordy, still keeps him believing reconciliation is possible. While Tyrie thinks they're working things out, Autumn's relationship with Terrence deepens. He's spending nights at the house she shared with Tyrie and their child. They're drinking together, planning a future. But Tyrie doesn't know how serious it's gotten. June 10th through 12th, 2022. Tyrie tries reaching Cody, his child, gets mixed signals from Autumn. Their text messages show a normal father wanting to see his son. No indication of complete breakup. No warning of what's coming. 3:28 a.m. June 13th. Tyrie drives 30 minutes from Glendale to Dunkirk. Uses the door code to his house. Enter quietly. Removes his shoes before going upstairs. He's planning to sleep over. Planning to wake up with his family. He gets into a room, lies face down on the bed, probably very tired. But what he didn't know was that the mother of his child was in another bed with another man, his ops, Terrence Yancey, the same guy who allegedly made an attempt on his life before. As he laid there, trying to get some sleep, he was already lying in wait. The bedroom door opens. Terrence Yancey fires 16 shots in rapid succession. Tyrie never draws a weapon, never gets a chance to defend himself. 12 bullets hit him in the back as he fell, execution style. Professional, planned. Autumn doesn't call 911. Her sister does. During CPR instructions, you can hear Autumn in the background. She's not crying for Tyrie. She's calling for the family dog. Come on, King. Come on. While the father of her child bleeds out on the floor.
So I'm at her door, like whispering, like, call 911, call 911, call 911. And she is who called 911.
That's what we need an ambulance. Okay, what type of number you're calling from? Can I just find your name? Thank you. Okay, tell me exactly what happened. I was 226. Okay, tell me what happened. I don't know. Did you think with Okay, I'm getting somebody else is getting all started, okay? I have more questions. No, I need somebody. They are getting all started, and they continue to ask questions, okay? Are you with him now? Yes, I'm with him. Baby, you talk with him. How old is he? 12 years old. Is he awake? No. Is he breathing? I think so. Okay, just to clarify, is he breathing? No. I don't know. No. He's sorry. Yes. Casey? Yes. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm ready to help you now. Stay on the line. Okay. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna... I'll get him a complaint for that. Casey, this is 911. Do you know who shot him or where the other person is? No. Hello? Okay, you don't know? No. Okay. Is there a weapon there? No. Can you hear me still there? Hello? Are you? Okay, I'm here for you. Continue to ask questions. If there's a defibrillator available, send somebody to get it out and we can have it. Okay, listen carefully. Are you right behind him now? Are you right behind him now? No. You know, phone as close in as possible, don't hang up. Do it now and tell me when it's done. You what? Get the phone close enough? Get the phone as close in as possible, don't hang up. Do it now and tell me when it's done. Okay, close enough. Okay, listen carefully. Lay him flat on his back on the floor or ground and remove anything under his head. Remove what? Remove anything under his head. Lay him flat on his back on the floor. Okay, listen carefully now. I'll tell you how to do chest compression. Make sure he is flat on his back on the floor and ground. Place the heel of your hand on the breastbone, right between the nipples. Oh God, I'm not going to touch this. Casey, you have to do this. Place the heel of your hand on the breastbone, right between your other hand on top of that hand. Okay, so put my hand on top of the other hand? Yes. Now I want you to pump the chest hard and fast at least twice per second and 2 inches deep. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. I want you to pump every time I'm counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's okay. You're doing great. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got a lot of help on the way. Keep going, Casey, okay? Casey, are you still with compression? Okay. Over and over, don't give up. This will keep them going until paramedics arrive. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Is your friend old? How old is he? 20 years old. Hey, come here, buddy. Come on, bud. Come on, bud. Okay, are you gonna go back? We don't have a back of different questions, okay? This is up there, one question. Okay. Hey, come on, let's go. Okay. Okay, there's something over there, right there with you, okay? Come here. Come here. Okay, are they right with you? No, but I'll talk to my sister. I'm going to spend it on the thing. Come on, baby. Okay, I can go ahead and let you go. You're welcome.
She is who called 911. Trey runs past me in the hallway while I'm at her door downstairs, and he runs out. I run to the top of the steps because he's running downstairs. He's fumbling with his shoes, and I'm just yelling. I'm like, what did you do? What did you do? Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. And so and I haven't told this story in so long because this happened 2 years ago, and this is something that I literally have to relive every day. It's not one day that I don't think about something from that day. It's not one day where I'm not reminded of what happened that day. When I tell y'all, this is something that I've been trying to heal from since the day that it happened. So for me to come on here and tell y'all these details, it's very hard for me to do that. It's very traumatizing.
Terrence flees into the woods. Massive search begins. K-9 units, helicopters, dozens of officers. 24 hours later, they find him hiding in a wooded area. Takes him without a fight. Tyrie Richardson dies at 20 years old. Never fired a shot, never threatened anyone. Came to reconcile with the mother of his child, came to see his child. He misses him and walked into a trap instead. When you're watching the father of your child bleed out on the floor, what kind of person thinks about finding a dog? Keep that question in mind, because what happened in that courtroom will make you question everything you think you know about justice. Terrence gets charged with second-degree murder, assault, firearms violations. Prosecutors offer him a deal, 3 to 8 years, for 16 shots, for execution-style murder. The Richardson family is stunned by how light the sentence is. Terrence turns down the plea deal. Why? Because he genuinely believes he did nothing wrong. In his mind, he was protecting his woman from a dangerous ex-boyfriend. He felt justified emptying his clip into an unarmed man. April 2023. A week-long trial reveals devastating details. Forensic evidence destroys the self-defense claims. Bullet trajectories show Terrence stood over Tyrie while shooting. Homeowner testifies that Tyrie lived there, contradicting the intruder narrative. 2 days of testimony from the key witness. Autumn's story keeps shifting. Claims she was asleep, woke to gunshots, yelled at Terrence to leave, but forensic evidence suggests something different. 789 pages of court transcripts tell a story she didn't expect to tell. Jury rejects the murder charge, finds Terrence guilty of voluntary manslaughter instead. July 28, 2023, sentenced to 18 years. Must serve minimum 9 years before parole eligibility. Indirectly, nobody is charged with the murder of Tyrie in this tragic story. The Richardson family watches their son's killer get manslaughter instead of murder. 18 years for 16 shots. 9 years minimum for a planned execution. Justice feels incomplete. When the trigger man gets 18 years but the mastermind walks free, has justice really been served? Because while Terrence sat in prison, Autumn was about to make the biggest mistake of her life. On camera.
He's scratching.
That's okay.
It's Daddy.
Yes.
Who's that right there? Who's that?
That's
It's
how walking.
Daddy. Huh? It's Daddy.
Case officially closed. Terrence behind bars. Autumn raising Cody, seemingly moved on with her life. The Richardson family grieving in silence, seeking answers the courts couldn't provide. April 2024. Tyrie's parents break their silence on social media. Share evidence police couldn't present at trial. Recorded conversations proving Autumn's deception. Public attention explodes. Pressure mounts. Instead of staying quiet, Autumn creates a YouTube channel. Hour-long video attempting to tell her truth. She thinks she's clearing her name. She's actually building her prosecution's case. Autumn admits to timeline contradictions, reveals 40-minute window between going to sleep and shooting, confirms she was drinking with Terrence beforehand. Most damaging, admits Terrence called her from a blocked number right after she broke up with Tyrie. What I can't seem to understand is why she had the guts to allow another man into that home. How did Terrence know they had broken up? Autumn claims they hadn't spoken in years. Then admits he called her immediately after the relationship ended. Someone gave him that information. Someone told him when to call. Here's the rest of her truth.
Middle of January. My son, his birthday was January 6th. We had a party for my son at our house. I was talking to Trey during the duration of that. I didn't stop talking to him up until I had got sick. I had got an infection in my throat and I was hospitalized for 2 days. Mind you, I was also supposed to go to Colombia to get a cosmetic procedure done, and they had mandated the vaccine to go to Colombia and I wasn't willing to get it. Tyrie was going to pay for my surgery. He was covering everything. Now, February, we celebrated Valentine's Day together. We went out to eat. March, I had rescheduled my surgery for March. So I ended up getting my surgery in Miami. Tyrie still paid for my surgery. And at the time, we were doing good. And that's another thing that I really want to highlight throughout this story. Like, it was so toxic and we just kept trying to sweep stuff under the rug to make it work. And that's one of my biggest regrets to this day, because essentially it cost him his life. And, you know, I look back at those times and I'm just thinking about like how, you know, it was just so selfish to the both of us. I knew my feelings were valid towards the circumstances of the situation, but it was just like I just felt stuck when I really wasn't. I felt like, oh, I have a lease. Oh, we're only driving my car now. I can't, you know, like just certain things like that. We're doing good. He did still pay for my procedure in March. But we had asked our landlord to shorten our lease. And we had asked our landlord to shorten our lease because at first we weren't doing good. So the shortening of our lease had came up, I want to say probably January or February. But we ended up, like, once we were back on good terms, we had started looking for houses again. Like, we were like, he already agreed to shorten our lease. We have up until this date, which was May 7th. So let's just look for somewhere else to live. And at the time, we did definitely want something bigger. So April 26th was Tyrie's birthday. And for Tyrie's birthday, I had got somebody to come in, do an at-home massage for him. I had cooked brunch. I had went out. I had got him gifts. We had went out to dinner with his family, and then we went to the club. Mind you, his friend lives with us. His friend Boog lives with us. Boog was not there that whole day. Like Tyrie, I had went to Gucci and I came back, Tyrie taking a nap on the couch after his massage. And so, you know, for me, it was just like, well, this your best friend, this your right hand. Why he not here, you know, all day throughout your birthday? But we weren't looking at it like that at the time. I had cooked brunch. We had a few hours later, we chilled for a little bit, and then we went out to dinner with his family. After dinner, we ended up going to the club. We went to Rose Bar. Now, Tyrie told me, you know, like, bring my friends out. He definitely did tell his friends to come, but none of Tyrie's friends ended up coming to his birthday. Like, nobody came to the dinner, nobody came to the club that night, nobody came to the house that day at all. So I had invited my friend. Now, the friend that I invited to come out with us that night is who I met Trey through, which Tyrie knew that. I've been friends with her years before she even introduced me to Trey in 2019. We were friends way before then. She came with us to the club. I had invited her. I had invited a couple, like 2 more of my friends. The other 2 couldn't come. She came. Tyrie's brother had came, and Tyrie's brother's friends had came. So mind you, like, she drunk. She ends up throwing up outside the club. She literally, like, has the door open outside the black truck, like, with her head out, like she bent, like she twisted.
Come on, Monty. We about to go to the car.
Wait, what? You gotta throw up some more? Come on, hurry up. Get that shit
I do. Me and this girl, we had fell out a couple months before this. We didn't start hanging out with each other up until March, right before I went to Miami to get my surgery. I'm pretty sure everybody watching this video, you've been drunk. And if it's, you know, when you drunk, you expressive. Me and her were literally having like a heartfelt conversation the whole car ride. I'm literally like, my back turned towards her, like we drunk, we talking, all that. So when we finally pull up to our house, Tyrie backs into the parking spot. When he backs into the parking spot, me and her, we're still having a conversation, like we still talking. Mind you, we're drunk. We still talking, and I'm not gonna say like we was, you know, like talking the whole time, like, you know, where I'm, you know, peeping what she doing, but like we drunk, like we would come back to the conversation. I would come back to the front and be like, yeah, cause you know, da 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 da. But like for the most part, like we were talking the whole car ride. So when he pulls into the parking spot, he put the car in park, he started rolling up a J. He never was going into the house. He never was like leaving us in the car or nothing like that. He was getting out to hit his J. He went to the back of the car, like on the trunk, leaned against the trunk, and was about to hit his J. Now, mind you, I'm still talking to her. Now, when I'm facing the back seat of the car, I can clearly see him out of the window. And when he sits back to hit his J, it was like almost immediately, like he just took off. Like I just seen a fast motion past the car, and I just seen another fast motion past the car. And so in my head, I'm like, what was that? And she's like, what? And I'm like, I'm just trying to get my thoughts together. Like he getting chased down. Like this shit's really happening. Driver's seat. I put the car in drive, and I started driving in the direction where Tyrie ran. Now, mind you, it was not as quick as like he started running. The dude, I seen another fast motion start running after him, and it was kind of like a click kind of situation. If you ever been in a situation where, you know, it's happening fast, stuff kind of slow down. So I'm like, I gotta get myself together. I literally jump in the driver's seat, put the car in drive, and I start driving in the direction of where he ran to. Now, when I'm driving, I got the windows down. I rolled the windows down. I'm literally calling his name out from the car, like Tyrie, like yelling his name out. And I'm like, we like, come to the car. And so I don't hear no commotion. I don't hear like no rustling. I don't hear him. So I start circling the neighborhood. Our neighborhood had one entrance on one side, another entrance on another side. So I'm literally going out of one entrance into the other one, like circling, yelling his name out. So the last time that I circled, it's a police car parked in the library that was adjacent to our neighborhood. The library was one entrance. You go down a little bit, our neighborhood was the next entrance over. So I see a police car parked in the parking lot of the library. Mind you, we live in Crofton. It's a predominantly white area. It's not too much going on. For the most part, it's quiet, it's peaceful. You know, like some days we leaving our doors unlocked, like getting comfortable. Like it's one of those type of neighborhoods. I start hitting my horn and like getting my lights and like flagging the officer down. He put his lights on and start following me into the neighborhood. So when he follows me into the neighborhood, of course he calls for backup. I get out of the car like frantic, like panicking, like I'm like, my boyfriend, I don't know what's going on. He just got chased. I just seen somebody chase him. He just got out of the car and somebody started chasing him. So he's asking all these questions like, which direction did they go in? How many people did you see chasing him? It was only one person that was chasing him. How many people did you see chasing him? All that. So as I'm going answering his question, he's questioning me as we're walking to my house, because I'm showing him where we was, like where it all started from. And so at the time, of course, like I'm not aware that the car that the dude had jumped out of was there. But once I got back in front of my house, I live there every day. I'm familiar with who parks here, who don't park here, what cars are out here. This car, like we was parked right here, and this, you know, like I'm looking at the car like, you know, it got DC plates. They ended up running the plates of the car and it was stolen. They literally had dogs out there. They had like some type of like equipment where they could track if an Uber or a Lyft was calling a certain proximity. Like, so they doing all that. It's dogs, police officers coming out. So at the time, I did not know that Tyrie had got the attention of one of our neighbors, and she had let him in the house. Now, when Tyrie, I guess, seen a commotion of like all the police officers arriving or heard it, I don't know. Still to this day, I don't know where the lady's house was. But he had came out. He's frantic, like, you know, like he literally just got chased down. Mind you, it's his birthday home with us. I really didn't know who to think about because Tyrie was not like into it with nobody. Like he didn't really have like too many problems or anything like that to that extent where somebody would hop out or even knew where we lived or like our movement and stuff like that to hop out and chase him down. So we get into the house, the police are there, they're taking statements. Mind you, like we got stuff in our house. It's just an uncomfortable situation. We were already starting to pack to move out. Our lease is ending in 2 weeks coming up. So we started to pack and stuff like that. But at this point in time, we just getting clothes, he getting his stuff, and he called his parents. We go to his parents' house after this night. Mind you, he was carrying my friend, like he like get her out of my house, like all this type of stuff. So the next day, my friend had reached out to me. From there, like I had sent Tyrie the messages and he was pretty much like he still didn't trust it or whatever like that. Granted, because she was the only one with us that night. The night that of his birthday, it was a fake page named Trey and his views. But this is where things like kind of took a turn with this story. The following week was my birthday. My birthday is May 4th. Me and Tyrie had took a trip to Puerto Rico. When we went to Puerto Rico, Tyrie had received a DM. I had hit my friends up and I said, we know who set Tyrie up. So when I'm sending them this, we start sending voice messages back and forth. And in the voice messages, the friend who lived with us started to come up. Because we found out, me and Tyrie found out that the dude who DM'd him this, his best friend or his close friend, his right hand, I don't really know, was dropping book off at the library. So when we found that out, and for the friend to not have been there the whole day of his birthday, very coincidental that, you know, now this dude reaching out to Tyrie, speaking on the night of his birthday that his friend was not there for. Mind you, he's lived with us ever since we moved in. So I just find it very ironic how none of the other details surrounding this story, surrounding this night was brought up. And I think it's very coincidental that they are bringing this up 2 years later. They come on his page to do this series about how I attempted to set him up not once but twice. You know, it's all coming after words were exchanged and they didn't like my response. And so that's why I felt the need to, you know, come on here and really be very thorough about what happened to the full extent. Whether it make me look good or bad, like Tyrie definitely was looking at my friend. Yes, he was looking at her because she was the only person with us that night. And then you gotta ask yourself, for what reason would I want him set up? Like that, it's not really adding up. And if y'all thought that I was behind something that day, why would y'all have allowed me to move into y'all house afterwards? And he made it known to his family that he was looking at my friend. Yes, he made it known to me that he was looking at my friend. And then going through his views, because we definitely went through the views, you know, like we try and piece stuff together. We just came home, it's his birthday, we just came home from the club and he get hopped out on like in front of our house. If they bringing up me, they trying to paint me in this limelight when they all sat through that trial. That trial was 8 days long. I am Tyrie's son's mother. I am who the FSO Gunk story on Instagram is about. I'm finally coming on here to say something after almost 2 weeks of all of this starting, because I know why it's starting. I know the objective, and I wanted to get in front of it before the rumors and the lies and the manipulative, you know, theories and things like that are being put out about me get too far. I feel like they already kind of have gotten too far, and I was going to stay quiet because this is something that's happened almost 2 years ago. And for me to, you know, like relive something that happened from 2 years ago that to this day I'm still healing from, I'm still trying to move forward from, it was very hard for me to choose what I should do. So I met both Tyrie and Trey. When I first met Tyrie, I met him in 2017. I met him in my freshman year of high school. We didn't start dating until the end of my 10th grade year in high school. I had moved out, I moved with my grandparents, and I had ended up transferring schools. When I transferred schools, me and him, we were closer in proximity as far as like the area that I was living in, and so it was just, we just started hanging out, started getting closer, and we ended up dating. We ended up breaking up in the summer of 2019 in June. Now, in the summer of 2019 when we broke up is when I met Trey. Trey is who killed him the night of June 13th. When I met Trey through a mutual friend of mine who I've been friends with for years prior to. I met him the day I was going to my mom's house. My mom was having a cookout. And I went to my friend's house to go pick her up for the cookout, and he was there. They like knew each other through like some family stuff, and like just like called each other brother and sister or whatever the case may be. Now, that was in 2019. Trey had ended up coming with me and my friend to my mother's house for the cookout. This is in June of 2019. Mind you, me and Tyrie break up, it's fresh, it just happened. So I didn't really know Trey. I knew of him. He had been around in like, you know, a couple of occasions, but we never formally met up until this day. Since then, we just started to get to know each other from that cookout. Now, even though Trey and I, we never dated. We were never boyfriend and girlfriend, but we did get very, very close, and we got almost to that point with each other. Now, in the whole summer, Tyrie was doing his thing, I was doing my thing. We didn't rekindle up until Labor Day. Is it Labor Day weekend? I think it's Labor Day. I think it's Labor Day in September. School had just started, I believe, and he had hit me up and was just like, you know, let's try it out again. Let's try to, you know, make shit right between us. And we did just that, but it was not exclusive. I was not exclusive to him. And he knew that. He knew who I was dealing with, I believe, through like Instagram at the time. I'm not too sure about when he found out who I was dealing with or how he found out who I was dealing with, but he did not know him. They did not know each other. After him reaching out to me to rekindle, I was dealing with the both of them. Now this is the part where I want to like interject, because I know I was dealing with the both of them. They both knew that I was dealing with the both of them. Trey and Tyrie, they never crossed paths. They did both speak on the phone on both ends. One day I was over at Tyrie's house. Trey had called me. Tyrie had answered. They exchanged words. And one time I was over at Trey's house. Tyrie had called me, and Trey had answered, and they exchanged words. So I do want to add that part in because that's important as well in this story. Only just because I just want to emphasize the fact that they never crossed paths, they never met, but they definitely did have words exchanged during that time period. If you're young and you're dealing with more than one person, then you know how that is. And on social media, everybody's just acting like that they've never been in that situation. But, you know, to each his own. Now, me and Trey ended up getting closer towards the end of the year of 2019. So I want to say like November, December, January, we were starting to get closer. And I was starting to lean more on the side of, you know, taking him serious on a relationship aspect of things. I had ended up going through his phone January of 2020, saying something I didn't like. And so I started talking back to Tyrie again. Now, me and Trey had ended things. We ended things. I left his house. It was a whole, like, you know, argument between him and I. Left his house, and I started talking back to Tyrie again. I would say March, we ended up getting back together officially. And only because COVID had hit. And when COVID hit, we weren't going to school physically anymore. Now, like I said in the beginning of the video, I live with my grandparents. I used to take clients out of my basement in my grandparents' house. When COVID hit, they're older. The idea of me taking clients in the house, it was just a no. So I started taking clients in Tyrie's house, and I started taking clients at my friend's house. I ended up staying at Tyrie's house from that because I would take clients every day. I just wouldn't end up going back home. At the time, I'm 17. At the end of March, beginning of April, I had got pregnant with my son. When I got pregnant with my son, that kind of sealed the deal as far as like my living arrangements. I just ended up like moving into his house, like slowly but surely going back home, getting more clothes, bringing my stuff over there, things like that. After we decided to, you know, go through with my pregnancy, we were really trying to make things work for, you know, what we were about to be, which was a family at that time. Things got rocky between Tyrie and I at the very end of my pregnancy. My cousin had called me. It was 3 weeks before our baby shower, and it's some girl on Instagram, and she posting about Tyrie trying to fly her out, posting that they've been talking since the beginning of the year, which the beginning of the year is when I got pregnant. And so finding that out, I was like so stuck, because I'm like, damn, you know, I'm 18 at the time. I had turned 18 in May, and I'm pregnant. I'm 8 months pregnant, so it's no going back on the decision, you know, to keep the baby. Everything is already prepared for my son when he gets here. So it was just like, I just felt very stuck. I felt dumb. I felt like, you know, like betrayed, like, you know, like he played me. Like, if you've been pregnant or you have kids or you're pregnant, you just know how sensitive you are, you know, emotionally and mentally and things like that. So it fucked me up. But mind you, my baby shower in 3 weeks, and it's like, you know, what can I do? Now, the only reason that I kept all this to myself, and I'm being so transparent, y'all, when I say, like, I'm gonna take accountability on my end and, you know, say my piece, like, these were my real raw emotions. I felt stupid, and I didn't want anybody to know that, you know, it was kind of like a, you know, told you so type of moment, and I didn't want anybody to have like that upper hand or to be able to look at me and like with a judgmental eye, like nothing like that. So I kept it to myself. I kept everything to myself. The second major like event during my pregnancy that really like caused regret was my maternity shoot. My outfit didn't come on time, so I had to improvise an outfit. I had to change my whole concept idea. So many things had went wrong, and so we finally get there, and Tyrie, he says he gotta play. So I'm like, okay, like, I'm thinking it's about to be something quick or to do it outside. If you know, you know what that is. But he never came back. He never came back to the maternity shoot. Like, I literally had to call him when it was over with and shoot everything by myself. He didn't get in one picture with me. And so at that time, I just felt like, you know, like, is this something that he want? Or like, you know, I'm kind of like realizing like this is something that I may have to go through by myself. I was very confused. I was very stuck. I was just kind of like mentally preparing myself like, okay, this might not go as planned. So it wasn't until my son was born, my son's birthday, January 6th, I had him on a Wednesday. I woke up, Tyrie told me he was going downstairs to go get me breakfast, and he never came back. He left me in the hospital that whole day up until like 9:30 something at night. He didn't come back for that whole day. He left me in the hospital. I'm on a baby monitor, and he at home on the phone with another girl. I had crashed. I had gotten into a car accident when I was pregnant, so my car, we were only using his car. We were still living with his parents at the time. If this is that, then it's just that, and I can't go back on the decision now. My son is here. So we ended up leaving the hospital, and I will say that after I had my son, my whole emotions towards him changed because of how good he was with my son, with our son. That just like completely like changed like my whole trajectory, like of trying to get things and just get myself together to kind of like move on, move out. And again, like, if you know me personally, you know I do have a lot of pride, so it was like I refused to go back home, and like, he was just like on daddy duty, like hands on. It wasn't like no dad or mom roles. Like, he woke up at night, he was working. He really, you know, tried to put his best foot forward to make up for, you know, everything that I was feeling, that he knew I was feeling, and make it up by just being there for me, being there for Cody as well. I feel like Cody definitely brought us together, and we valued the family unit that we had established more than whatever else we was dealing with before then. May, he put a down payment on my car. I had got a car. So it was just like a lot. Like, we was really moving in a positive direction. He had got a PPP loan, got the food truck. He ended up selling the food truck, and he reinvested all that money back into the bags. That's all that money. Like, things were definitely just like very stable. Things really didn't get bad. Amber was like, for me, I was really like standing on, we just need to separate. We just need to go our own way. I guess he was upset about me terminating the pregnancy, but at the time, it was just like, you know, how can you be mad that I want to terminate a pregnancy? So it just like reopened a can of worms for me, like just the trust and everything else. Everything was jeopardized. I had started talking to Trey. Now, Trey had called me. It was very ironic that he called me like right after everything had happened between me and Tyrie. He had called me off a block number. When I answered, it was him, and we started speaking again. Mind you, I had just terminated the pregnancy, and I had just called Tyrie on the phone with the girl. So when he called, I entertained it. I had seen him. We had went out. I seen him, and I started seeing him all the way up until January. And I started talking to Trey again. Tyrie had found out that I was talking to him. One day I had went out, and I believe like my iPad or something like that. He had seen the messages on my iPad and found out that I was talking to him again. We got into a big fight. He ended up punching me in my face, choking me, like just the whole nine. Like it was bad. Like,
Detectives watch every minute of her confession. Her own words become evidence. Inconsistencies pile up. A new investigation quietly begins. When you try to save yourself by telling your side of the story, how do you know you're not confessing to a crime? Because while Autumn thought she was defending herself, the Richardson family was preparing to reveal everything they'd been hiding. And the part that gets me cold is that barely few months after Tyrie died and Terrence got locked up, Autumn got into another relationship. The advice everyone has for the new man is, run as fast as your legs can carry you, don't walk. You watching? What advice would you give to him as well? Lindsay Richardson wakes up at 3:32 a.m. every single day, the exact time her son was murdered. 2 years later, she still jolts awake at that moment. The trauma lives in her body like a clock she can't reset. That first phone call came from Autumn before 911 was even dialed. Someone ran in here and shot him, she screamed. Later proven completely false. When Lindsay arrived at the scene, the officer told her her boyfriend killed him. News to the mother who thought they were still together. After Tyrie's death, the Richardson family received over 3,000 hours of recorded conversations anonymously. Audio proving Autumn's double life in disturbing detail. Recordings of her lifestyle that contradict every public statement she's made. Most shocking recording. Autumn teaching 2-year-old Cody to say, "Grandma," about Lindsay Richardson, while accepting the family's financial support, while bringing the child to visit them, while pretending to grieve. Roger Richardson breaks his silence. Be careful who you let in your house. Same people who eat at your table will turn around and destroy you. He supported Autumn financially during COVID, paid for her lifestyle while she planned his son's murder. Tyrie died believing in genuine love. Removed his shoes that night because he intended to stay and reconcile. His final text messages reveal a man desperate to save his family. He never knew the depth of Autumn's deception. How do you forgive someone who not only destroyed your child's life, but teaches your grandchild to dislike you while living off your son's memory? Because now it's time for you to decide what justice looks like. Hear the Richardson family as they lay it bare for you to be the judge.
Hey everybody, I'm Tyrie's mom, Lindsay, and
I'm his father, Roger.
so we just wanted to take this opportunity to come on his page and kind of talk about this journey that we have been on. We want to kind of give some of the back history to what caused us to take this journey. And we also wanted to take this opportunity to clarify some of the things that are going out. So first and foremost, I want to thank everybody from the bottom of my heart. When we started this journey on April 1st, I personally did not expect the response that we received. I always knew Tyrie was loved, but I didn't know he was loved this way. So 2 years later, give me a second. 2 years later, I have finally decided to tell his story. People that have never been through this can't judge me. They can't tell you the pain that I experience daily. It's a feeling when you wake up every single morning and your heart is broke, and you look forward to going to bed every single night just so that's the only relief of pain that you get. And that's 2 years later. So when I decided to share Tyrie's story, it was for the benefit of his son, Cody. A couple weeks ago, I decided that I was gonna stop my attempts for trying to see his son. The reasoning for that and the reasoning for all of this was through everything that happened, through all the situations, through court, through all of that, I always wanted to keep his son's best interests forefront. I didn't care about nothing else. I didn't care about who did what, who said what, who felt some type of way about me. I didn't care about any of that. All I cared about was Cody, making sure Cody was straight, the way that I knew that my son loved him. And so after attempts of trying to see him, I was disrespected one time too many. And people that know me, people that really know me, know that I could take a lot, but I'm not going to take but so much. And so I had to accept the fact that Cody, when he gets older, whenever that is, I wanted him to search for his father and find out the truth. And so that's how this story started. So again, ever since Tyrie's death, especially after his trial, I was approached several times on telling his story, whether right, wrong, indifferent. And I always said no. Like I don't want to share this story. I want to just make sure, the people that's involved, everybody's protected. Then after that last attempt, I put my guards down and I said, let's just do what we gotta do. So when the story first started, the first couple days, I was behind Tyrie's page. I was the one celebrating, talking about him, talking about his life and his legacy and all of that type of stuff. One of my good girlfriends is a publicist, and she said, we have to make sure that this is done correctly, legally, correctly. If we're gonna tell it, we're gonna tell it correctly. So she took over the story, and we both want to thank her because when she took over the story took a complete change. It's on national levels. When I tell you, I see every DM you guys send. We love you. Whether you send it to his page, whether you send it to me, whether you send it to his dad, whether you text me, whether you call me, we get them, and I can't answer everybody, but I do want to let you know that I appreciate it because this is exactly what he would have wanted. As you guys know, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time speaking on irrelevancy because a lot of it's irrelevant, but as you guys know, Tyrie was murdered on June the 13th. Whatever variations of the story you want to believe, it doesn't matter to me, but he was murdered in a place that he thought he called home. Okay, he was at this place that he rested his head at, and he thought it was his home. So for whatever reason that took him to that place that night, I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm not in his mind. I can only go on what preceded him and what I learned after the fact. And what we learned after the fact through his messages, through all of his attempts, he didn't go to that residence by no accounts expecting what he expected. As a parent, I have always made it my duty to allow my kids. We felt like we raised our kids to be family oriented. They have one mother, one father. We have 4 children together. We didn't show them. Hold on one second. We didn't show them indecencies. We always showed them how important family was. Whether you argue, whether you fight, like it's important to have that backbone in your family. So we taught them that at an early age. It's evident from his attempts is he was trying the same thing for his family. One thing that I can say that I regret is allowing him to try to find his way for someone who did not want what he wanted. And I wish if I could go back 2 years that I could have told him that you're better. You're a lot better than that. Like, I don't care what you do, what you say, you deserve so much better. He made it a point to keep his family business away from us, which rightfully so. His problems he didn't never really share with us, and I wish he would have, because I could have gave him motherly advice that could have possibly saved his life. So if I want to talk about what I regret, that's what I regret. I feel like he lost his life for the love of his life, and I honestly feel that no matter what she says or what she does, she can't change that. She knows, no matter what, she knows deep down, whatever she wants to portray for the internet, that's on her. Whatever she wants to portray for the masses, that's on her. But deep down in her heart, she absolutely knows what the truth was. Now, a few things we do want to clarify. I never said that she set him up. We told the story. The story as we learned it in court, after court, through detectives. The social media took the black and white and came with their own conclusion of what happened. So don't blame social media and what's actually portrayed as the truth that we kept a secret to hide behind that. And at the end of the day, her family, his family will never, ever ever feel the way that we feel because they didn't lose a child. If you don't know what it's like to be heartbroken every single day, you can't judge me. You can't judge his father. We hold each other up every single day. When we wake up, he goes to work and he'll send me a message and say, I want to encourage you today. It's those things that keep me going each day. As a parent, you should never have to bury your child and then have to bury your child and have to deal with the pain after you bury your child. When people make fun of somebody else's death, God has his own vengeance. That's not a vengeance for me. That's not a vengeance for him, and that's not a vengeance for our angel. God will handle his own vengeance. God knows exactly what happened, exactly what the intentions were, and exactly what the expectations were. I'm not here to judge anyone. So no matter what she says about me or my family, it's irrelevant. Words, when we grew up, my mother always told me words don't hurt you. Your words will never hurt me. What you did do that hurt me was you took something that was important, which was my son. So you can say whatever you want to say. You can never give me back what I brought into this world. And then to laugh it off, you and whoever else, I want you to understand, and I want to say this clearly, it's not a game. It's not a game. It's only two people in this world that I wish this pain on. Two. And I have friends and I have enemies. You can be my enemy and I still wouldn't wish this type of pain on you. But there are two people. And those two people are the murderer, his mother. She needs to feel my pain. I wish every day that I go to bed that when she wakes up, she feels this pain. Because she will never understand the pain that a mother has to bury. She'll never understand that until she goes through it. She gets to see her son. She gets to call her son. She gets to put money on his commissary. She gets to see him in 15 years or however many years when he comes home. So she'll never understand my pain. The only other person is her mom. The reason why her mom needs to experience this pain is because as a mother, you can't justify you can't make light of what your child did. And until you experience one of your children being buried, you're never going to understand my pain. You're never going to understand my purpose because it hasn't happened to you. Right now, your only focus is to protect your child, not realizing your child puts other people in a situation to lose their child. So I don't expect you to feel my pain. But one day, when you do, whether you admit it or not, you'll say, I understand how she felt and why she felt that way. Until then, you'll never understand the pain that we experience. So again, I personally want to thank everybody that has reached out. My God, the support, the state's attorney, the support of people calling in is unbelievable. Unbelievable. The detectives knew what they were dealing with. They knew it wasn't all truth to the story. But sometimes timing is everything, right? Timing is everything. So we decide to celebrate Tyrie's life, his legacy. You feel like you have to defend yourself. And in defending yourself, you actually tell some of the truths that was never told before. And what you have to realize, you should never forget what you say or do. Because one thing is, when you're honest, the truth is the truth. Whether it's now or 2 years later, you're never going to forget what you say. When you're not honest, you end up telling on yourself. And you end up telling the truth. So whatever that may be, whatever that may be, I'm gonna pray for you because you need it. And at the end of the day, what's coming, you deserve. Now, anybody that knows me, and nobody can tell you no different. They can do an interview, 2, 4, 20 of them. I don't care what you do. One thing you'll never be able to do in those interviews is pull any black and white on what Tyrie's mother, ever said in a disrespectful manner to anybody. I always kept a clear conscience for the support of my son in his memory. I never, ever, whether I felt it or not, whether I believed it or not, I never, ever called you out your name, disrespected you, said anything negative about you, ever. And I don't have no reason to lie. I'm 45 years old. Now, ask me today, no, I don't like you. Now I watch what has happened. I absolutely don't like you. And I understand why you felt like I shouldn't have liked you. Because you always felt in your guilty conscience, you always felt that his family didn't like you. Now I see why. And I don't. And the world knows it now. Prior to this moment, I never felt that way. But now that you showed me who I always knew you were, I'm letting you know I don't. And I understand why you will have to lie and portray that my family is this evil people that we were never were to you. You live with us. You didn't live with your parents. You didn't live with your family. You lived with us. We took care of you when you had nobody else to take care of you. We never turned our back on you when you had nobody else. Let's be absolutely clear. Your mother wasn't there. I didn't meet your mother till 2 years after you was with Tyrie. If we're telling the truth, let's tell it. You were in my house. You ate my food. You laid in my bed. And then to say that this family who took you in as their own are these evil people, you're absolutely crazy. And I hope that you get the help that you absolutely deserve, because you need help. You need a lot of help. Because in your mind, what you believed about us is what we should have believed about you. And that's what you have shown us. You've shown us all of these mean things that you and your family have portrayed against my family is how we should have felt. How we should have felt. And thank you for showing me that. Because sometimes it takes time to show people who you absolutely are. But one thing is, once you show me once, you don't never have to show me again. Ever. Because I understand exactly what's in front of me. So, in this story, this is the absolute truth. Tyrie walked into that home. He was murdered. There were 2 stories. One was that the person who murdered him waited for him to enter the room and shot him multiple times. He emptied the clip. He shot 16 times. The story soon changed when forensic evidence came out. And the forensic evidence stated that the person stood over the bed and shot at him. That's the absolute truth. So whether they were up, asleep, I don't know, but that is what happened. Okay? After he was shot, because that's what he is to me, call him the murderer. The murderer went on about his business, and the girl, whatever she is, asked her sister to call 911. The 911 tape was revealed. There was a few attempts to try to resuscitate him. The dog, the family dog that lived in the house, was more important than my son's body. Laying dead. She was looking for her dog. whatever the dog, King, whatever the name was, in the 911 tape, it says she's yelling out the door for the dog. My son is laying in the bedroom, dead. The reason why I share this is I don't care. It could be anybody. I don't have to know you. If a person is laying in front of me, lifeless, I'm going to make every attempt that I possibly can to try to save that person. At no point will an animal be more important than a lifeless body. At no point. Once that happened, I was called. As you saw from the transcript, I was called before 911 was called. We immediately got to try to figure out how to get there. I've never been to this house before, so I was asking for the address. In trying to get to this location, I'm calling my son. I'm calling everybody, like 911, like, we got to get here. I don't know what's going on. We have to get here. I was initially told, and I will never forget this, ever forget this. My exact words when I picked up the phone was screaming at her. I was like, oh my God, what's going on? It was 3:32 a.m. Do you know just about every single day I wake up at 3:32 a.m.? Just about every single day since that happened, I wake up at that exact time. It was screaming and hollering, and she said, oh my, Tyrie's been shot. And I'm like, what happened? Oh my God, is he okay? It's the first thing I said, is he okay? She said, no. And I'm like, what happened? She said, someone ran in here and shot him. It's a quote, unquote. I immediately called my son because they were together. So I'm like, did someone follow him home? I'm frantic, like I'm going off. And my son is like, I don't know, like he left the club. And so we were trying to figure it out. Through all of that, when we arrived on the scene, it was 2 officers. So I'm like, what hospital did he go to? Again, these are things I will never ever forget, ever forget. And the officer said he's not at a hospital. So what you mean he's not at a hospital? What hospital? Like, I'm freaking out. I'm screaming, hollering. So he's in the house. So at that point is when we knew he had passed away. My exact next question to the officer is, did you find out who did it? Did you find out who did it? And his exact words to me was her boyfriend. At that time, to me, that was news. So fast forward a week forward, Tyrie called me. We were in Jamaica, and he said, Ma, I need to come home. And I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, I just need to get her space. We got some stuff going on. Like, I don't want to be here. It's his exact words. I have text messages. Through that, I said, of course, absolutely. Like, I'm never going to turn my back on my kids, ever. Absolutely. Come get. He said, me and Cody. Him and Cody. They didn't come Monday. They didn't come Tuesday. They still lived in that home those days. Wednesday is the first night of that week that he spent in our address. Through that, through the couple days, they were cordial. They were talking. I shared some of his last stories. Like, he was normal. He was normal. He was not what was portrayed of him. Stories don't lie. Text messages don't lie. Like, I can't make this up. That Saturday, he was walking around because he couldn't get in contact with Cody. He was like moping. He's like, I don't know what's going on. I can't get in contact with Cody. He's supposed to be in Florida. He's trying to figure out what's actually going on. He wanted to talk to his son. He has messages to her sister. Like, is Cody with y'all? Is he okay? Like, that's what a normal person is supposed to do that care about their son. You know how many young people out here that don't take care of their kids or not family? He cared. He cared about his family. So through that, again, they conversated throughout Sunday. They conversated throughout the day. They went back and forth. Some of the messages were shared. He by no means had the impression that they weren't together. Okay, so we been married 25 years. We ain't been together a lot of times during the 25 years, but have we ever really like not been together? Like, let's be honest. 25 years. That's how long we've been married. How many times have we not been together in 25 years? But we still sitting right here today. So this completely broken up, not together, I'm sure that's not what he actually believed in his heart. Hers, maybe. Then, so I don't give views because at the end of the day, to be honest with you, I ain't watch video 1 or 2 because it don't matter. You won't get a like or a view from me. But I did hear some bits and pieces about it. You say on that particular video, when you talk about my son, my deceased son, who was your caretaker, when you talk about him, you say, you know how people do back and forth. We all know what we doing. We all with different people. No, I don't know that. You know that? Oh, yeah. We don't understand that. I'm sure our son didn't either. He wasn't really raised like that. He wasn't raised with him and his siblings having like different fathers, you know, back and forth, not in the home. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't raised like that. So where you insinuated that everybody should know, you know, how people do, we don't know that. So I'm sure he didn't. I could speak for him on that. So when we went to trial is when most of this stuff opened up. Now, the murderer was offered a plea deal. He was offered
3 to 8.
3 to 8 years. 3 to 8 years. He turned it down because honestly, in his heart, he felt he did nothing wrong. He felt like he was defending what he thought was his family. I don't know why, but he did. So he turned down a plea deal. Right before trial, I was contacted by his attorney asking if we would, so the family has to be a part of the plea deal. Like, you know, you have to be a part of the agreement. So trial was supposed to start on Monday. We were contacted Friday, late Friday evening, asking was the deal still on the table. And what did we say? No, I can't.
I was thinking about it, but the lawyer said no.
Right. So he was thinking about taking that deal. He probably should have, but he didn't. But God works in mysterious ways. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why God works in mysterious ways. If he would have took that deal, we would not have known none of the stuff that we know today. If he would have took that deal, we wouldn't have known the before and after of what we know today. And as much as it hurt us to sit there in court, not only seeing our son's body shot up, because in court, in trial, you see the real life pictures. Not only seeing him laying there with a bullet to the back of his head, with a bullet to his neck, with a bullet, 14 bullets to his back. Not only did it hurt us to see that, we learned the truth behind the story. And as hard as it was for us to accept the truth, we learned the truth. We had to sit through testimony. Different people testified. And one of the testimonies were the owner of the home. Her testimony said Tyrie lived there. Contrary to what's being told today. Cody's mom was on stand for 2 days. We have 789 pages of transcript. Y'all only saw 14 pages. 14. A transcript is a public record that anybody can obtain. You can hear word for word her story out of her own mouth. I don't have to tell her story. She told her own story. We didn't make this up. We didn't ask for this and we didn't make this up. We have no reason to lie. None at all. Then you heard his story. on what he felt like happened. And he didn't really have a story, honestly. He just was just as dumb as he looked on the stand. And he honestly looks like somebody that just don't know no better. Like, he just was caught up, just like Tyrie was. They was caught up in these looks, material stuff, and they thought they hit the jackpot. And really, both of them hit bankrupt. Both of them. So what may seem like is good is not always good. And I hope that from his story, it changes somebody's life. We have had so many DMs. Oh my God, this is happening to me. I need to get out. Like, please save yourself. Nobody and nothing is worth your life. He was such a good individual. No matter what these people say about us, our family is unbreakable. And if you don't know that by now, you should know that. Your little words of talking about our family don't hurt us. That actually inspire us to go a little bit harder on you. You can't hurt us. You can't break us. We still standing. So you can say he didn't like his family. Okay, that's what you think. I don't have a point to prove. I don't have to prove who my son was to me. He don't got to prove who his son was to him. His brothers don't got to prove who he was to them. That's your misconception. And that's because you came from a broken family and you don't know what a family is. So therefore, we expect someone to say that because of how you feel. So us telling this story has opened up so much light on the case again. So thank you. Continue sharing it. Continue calling. Continue celebrating Tyrie's life. Continue. If you don't think it's making a difference, it's making a huge difference. And that's nobody but him above. Nobody. That is Tyrie above causing the havoc that he has always caused. Because he's saying, I'm not going to let you. One thing about him, he ain't play about me. Y'all can say what y'all want to say. He will go to the war about his mother. And when that person sent me that message on March 25th, I didn't share it with nobody. Did I share it with you? Mm-mm. I didn't share it with my daughter. I didn't share it with my sons because I already know who they are and what they about. If they would have saw the level of disrespect that was given to me on the message, they saw it when it was posted online. Their raw emotions came when same time you saw it. I'm not messy like that. She sent that message. I said, oh, this what we doing? Okay. Because this big back, whatever she called me, I got you, boo. And by me having you, before I went to custody for his son, I told Miles, I said, I don't want to take Cody from his only surviving parent. I had all the evidence in the world to take Cody. If I could do things again, would I? Probably so. But guess what? Them tables gonna turn. And what seems like something today is not gonna stay that way forever. I was given anonymously over 3,000 hours of recording after Tyrie's death that will write her own fate. And it don't got nothing to do with Tyrie. It's her lifestyle that she chose to live. You heard some of the recording, so I have no reason. I'm not making it up. I wouldn't have had a recording of her and her new boyfriend if that wasn't given to me. I wouldn't have a recording of her telling Cody, fuck ZZ. And you know, I had to look at this girl every time she brought Cody to me, knowing she teaching my grandson to say that about me. But God had a better plan, and he got a better plan for me. Fuck ZZ inspires me because it shows me how much I really mean to you. That you would teach your 2-year-old son, to be disrespectful to his blood. How would I get that? I wasn't with you. I wasn't in the car with y'all. And you know what you said in those cars. You know what you said in those homes. So you know what I got. And we're going to leave that there, and we're going to let that case take its own way for you and whoever else that's involved. Sometimes timing is everything, period. people write their own fate. What you thought you got away with today, you'll pay for it in another way, and it may not even be Tyrie's murder. You cannot be out on the street, walking the streets, and living a foul life. I don't care what you say about me. I don't care what you do. I don't care. Because one thing you can't do, when it comes to mine, I'm going to do what's necessary.
Like she said, I'm Tyrie's dad. I've been intaking a lot of this stuff. A lot of this stuff I've been preparing, looking over, watching things before they view, looking at a lot of scenarios. A lot of people here know me and know how I am. I'm a real laid back type of parent. Definitely. Never force my ill will on my kids to tell them what to do or what not to do, what to say or what not to say. I let them grow on their own. But I want to say this to everybody that's out there. Be careful who you let in your house. And that's how I am. Because you got to be real cautious who come in your home. Because the same people that eat at your table is the same people that are shit on your table. And I make myself clear. I don't have to stunt for nobody. Most of my good friends and my good people that know me and my family, that know how I am, I've always been about family. And my son carried the same traits. From the day his son was born to the day he was murdered, he had his son in his care. Nobody could tell him nothing different. He didn't leave his son for nothing. The same way I raised him. For me, and like I say, you know who you are. You can talk greasy as you want to greasy about me. You don't know nothing about me. So let me make that self clear. But let me also make sure you understand something clear. COVID started, for everybody that don't understand, March 16th of 2020. All right? March 16th of 2020. You couldn't do eyebrows, you couldn't do lashes, you couldn't paint no nails because you couldn't be around people. I kept a roof over top of your head. I kept food in your mouth. I kept you getting a car to make sure you drive. My son ensured that you had a car that you couldn't pay for. Anybody that had that type of mentality or mindset to take care and provide for you, then so-called we have my grandson, which is my grandson. At the end of the day, he ain't want for nothing. You took him to deprive from him. And I still see where I could put some decent things in his lifestyle. Send him to school and pay for it. Where he was learning his A's, B's, and C's. No public assistance here. He had it. You took from him because you figured that's a way to get back. But what you got back at is depriving your own child not to have a better life than you did. I make myself clear. You deprived him to have a better life than you did, and that's your own child. At the end of the day, what you did, that's between, like my wife said, you and God. But I want to put this out there because there's somebody that need to hear this. I said it before. Be careful who you let in your house. Because you can love people more than people love you. It's going on every day in, day out. People got alternative motives. And the only motive I can read in this whole story is you let somebody get up on somebody. And everybody, definitely young people, it was almost like the play. And y'all ran the play. But I want to clear another part of that statement up. Tyrie ain't kicked no door in. Tyrie ain't pried no door. He ain't come through the back door. He hit the code. We all got codes on doors. He had the code on the door. Open the door.
Just like she had to go to our house.
Pretty much.
But would never have to worry about walking in here getting laid out.
But think about this. If I'm going in to get somebody, not taking my shoes off to walk up some steps and open a closed door to not know what's behind the closed door. I'm basically going in there to get in the bed. That's what I'm doing. This could have went either way, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all, I don't call it honest truth. This could have went either way, and I respect that. But at the end of the day, if Tyrie would have known who was in that house, he wouldn't have put himself in that situation. And he was in that situation because of his love, of what he thought was genuine. And genuine wasn't nothing but a fraud, a fake, and a phony.
Materialistic.
Exactly what I got. I can tell you over the years, I sat back. These people can't tell you nothing about me because I ain't talked to them like that. And I said just like that. Over the years, I was a high and by guy. You know it. I was a high and by guy. But now I'm going to speak out because I'm going to say this. I got a daughter. No, am I going to disrespect? I got a daughter. God rest her soul, I had a sister. I got a wife and a mother. There's 4 women in my life.
And a niece.
And a niece.
And a granddaughter.
And a granddaughter. 2 granddaughters. All right? So I'm adding all that up, right? Here's my thing. And I go to say this, and those for the ones that's listening. You in a relationship, and what your relationship is about between you and your relationship. Right? But when you figure that the relationship is over, you make sure that you understand that the relationship is over. Through this situation, made me really understand that the person that my son loved and thought he had that 100% trust. I don't use the word setup because I never said that, right? But you knew what was going on. You knew what was going on. You knew that when the person that provided for you, took care of you, you thought it was the thing to get up under his skin by running to the other, right? But here's the other part for you. Here, I took 100 pounds of shit to put it in took 100 pounds of shit to put it in a 10-pound bag. I had to go pick a man up to bring a man to my house. When I had a man that could come see me in his own vehicle. I don't make this stuff up. This stuff not made up. This is exactly what it is. But through love and respect, my man respected you. Nobody lived like the Cosbys, and I'm going to say that 100 times. Nobody I know lived like the Cosbys. Everybody got their issues. But one of the dangerous things you can ever mess with is inviting another man into another man's home. That's fine, point blank. Because I know Tyrie, I knew Tyrie pretty well. He wouldn't have did, if the shoe was on the other foot, it wouldn't have been the same thing. Because he had respect and decency. And he had some morals. But I had to get that off my chest. I say this about my grandson because at the end of the day when my wife started this out, and like she told y'all, it came from a text message that was developed on Easter. I had already had my sayings back at Christmas. And on Christmas, I made a call to say, hey, you know, I like to say Merry Christmas to my grandson. And it was fuck you type situation and hung the phone up. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, I cut it off there for me.
You did.
I cut it off there for me. We went through the little court proceedings. I cut things off because here's my take on the situation. I can't go beyond whatever somebody want me to do, and that's fine. I have no issue with that. But what I can say, and I've had a few friends that been in that situation coming up, and I remember my past, what I can say is I feel sorry because my grandson has got the same blood, and this blood, that same blood that you laid with and had a baby with is my blood. It's a Richardson blood. And the son only got the same blood his daddy got. And I'm going to tell you this. Tyrie Roy was a pistol coming up. And you going to have hell on your hands to deal with that young man by yourself. Mark my words.
So again, you know, we just wanted to take this opportunity. It's not to bash nobody. Like, we beyond that. Let them live in their materialistic mindsets. Like, I go to work every day. My life is taken care of. Like, I don't need social media. And for all the people that say that we monetize off of this, check your facts. I ain't monetized $1. His account is not monetized at all. This is all for the story for my grandson. When you have your own money, you ain't got to find ways to make money. So maybe you should learn that. Get your own. But this is not monetized. Story has been told, not sold. Any blogger, any article, any news outlet that reached out to me, let me know what I asked you for. Or what you paid me in return outside of the story. Show them receipts, because you ain't got them. It's not for money. I don't do things for money. My son's life wasn't about money. I'll give up everything I got to see my child again. Everything. I would give up my last breath to give him breath. I absolutely would. When you born off of materialistic stuff, that's how you think. That's how your mindset is. That's not how we are over here. And so if you thought this was about money, you thought wrong. This is for Cody when he gets older to see what it really is. And when he does, I'm going to pray for you. Because like I said, at the end of the day, when he turned 18, 19, whatever age he is, Cody, we got your father chain for you. It won't get touched till we see you again. We got all his money that he put up. That's all yours. I don't need that. That's why I go to work every day. That's why I have a job. Take care of myself. I don't need none of that. All Tyrie stuff that he had, we ain't seen. We got a few pieces. I don't know if it's being saved for the boy to get out. I don't know. But I wish you the best, because that materialistic stuff don't mean nothing to us. But what will mean, when Cody's old enough, he will get what his father had for him. He will be taken care of. Unfortunately now, it is what it is. To Cody, I love you. I love you like you were my own son. No, I don't want to be your mother as it was accused. I want to be your grandmother. I have 4 other grandchildren. I wanted to do what my son would have done for you outside of the life that they portrayed that we did. We will always be here for you. You will always be our family. As long as you okay, we okay. And I'm okay with that. I can't allow someone to destroy, try, not destroy, because you'll never destroy. I'm bigger than that, baby. Way bigger than that. Try to destroy who I am, what we believe in. You'll never be able to accomplish that. Because I know who I am. I know what I say. I know what my beliefs are. I don't hide behind social media. And I'm damn sure not hiding behind nobody else. It won't happen. And when the day comes, you'll know just as well as everybody else. Because this isn't a game of revenge. God has his own vengeance. His own. That's bigger than me. What I would want to happen, God has a whole nother plan. And when you turn your life over, what you probably need to do, you'll learn that. It took me a while. And you're right. It's not a day that I don't cry. Absolutely. I absolutely do. It's not a day that I don't wake up sad. Yes, I absolutely do. It's not a day that goes by that I don't think about my son throughout the day, multiple times. 2 years later, my days don't get better, and I don't expect them to. But what I'm not going to do is let his name die in vain. So, again, thank you for everybody, all your support. We've seen it. Everybody that's been watching, like, it's surprisingly, you can walk past me and I know you watching the story. It's okay to say, I'm praying for you. Like,
keep your head up.
Keep your head up. You don't have to, like, hide that you're watching it. It's supposed to be watched for a reason. So, you can say that. I also want to thank everybody that shared the story and continue to share the story. We are, Tyrie's album is going to be released. He had 31 unreleased songs. It took me 2 years. I control everything that comes out of his portfolio. It took us 2 years to release. And when I tell you it's probably his best album, I keep saying every time I listen to it, he knew. He knew. And when you get to experience these 31 songs, you're going to say the same thing. Keep his legacy alive. People always say God doesn't make mistakes. I go to church. I'm a God-fearing person, but I think God made a mistake on this one. He took someone way too soon. If it was a car accident, I might could accept it a little bit better. If it was a freak accident, I might could accept it a little bit better. This is hard for me to accept. And I understand. We don't know our day, time, minute, but if I could have spoken to God, I would have rather I lived my life. I did everything I was supposed to do to allow someone else to just get a few more minutes, a few more seconds. It would have been worth it. He left his legacy. His album will be released on his birthday. We are grateful for all the love and all the support. Yes, each day is hard. Each day continues to be hard. This isn't made up. Like, we don't have no makeup crew. We don't got no TV crew. This is real life. It's real life, raw emotions. And people need to learn that. His biopic will be coming out. I have to make sure every detail is right before we release it. And when I say every detail, I want the world to know who he was, the way he was, not how he was portrayed. So if it takes me 6 months to make sure every detail is given, it's going to take 6 months. His page, most days I wasn't even able to watch. Shit is gut-wrenching. I wasn't even able to watch his page most days. But I built up enough strength to allow the story to be told. And I'm glad it was told. I'm glad it will continue to be told. And hopefully it'll change the perception of someone else that might be going through something. Like, save yourself. Care about yourself first. Somebody that's for you for your money, they not with you. When we first got together 25 years ago, we've been married 25 years, been together 28 years. Did we have anything? I don't even remember. We was in high school. We grew together. Sometimes I'm up, sometimes he up. Like, that's how relationships work. It's never all in. Learn from that, y'all. Like, honestly, material stuff don't last forever. So, that's something you want to say?
No, I thank everybody for their time for watching tonight. And always remember, I done met a lot of people. I done helped a lot of people, and a lot of people that helped me. I'm all based about community, and I think that's what our family genuinely on. Tyrie knows so many people because we knew so many people. And by knowing so many people, just lending a hand, helping out, just being a good, genuine person has taken us a long way. So I just want to make sure that's told.
Celebrate him. I know his brother's doing something for him. Like, celebrate him the way that he would celebrate. He turned 22. It's my favorite number. So we going all the way up. His grave site is on Friday, is going down, and we're going to continue to celebrate his life. Yeah, I'm going to cry. I'm going to be sad, but I'm okay. Trust me, I'm okay. Don't feel bad for me. Just save yourself. Continue to pray for his sisters. Continue to pray for our kids haven't been right. I'm not right, but I'm strong. Pray for them. Like they are going through it. To lose a sibling is probably just as hard as losing a child. So we just want to make sure that, you know, cherish your loved ones while they're here. If y'all arguing, like, go give them a hug. Like, it's not worth it. And I know there's tons of people out there that have lost their kids like we have, and can relate to our pain. But I only want 2 people in this world to experience this type of hurt. And I already told y'all who that is. Everybody else, cherish your family, because you won't know what it's like. We love everybody. The main thing, don't let nobody in your home. Yes, please take anything that we could have shared. Again, this wasn't to bash anybody. We not them type of people, whether they want us to be or not. In the end, God has a say. So I don't have to get on here and say what y'all already know. God will deal with that. Continue to keep us in prayer. Continue to keep Cody in prayer. My God, Cody needs it. Please, y'all. Keep him in prayer.
They lifted.
Keep him lifted. I know his dad is watching over him, but keep that baby boy lifted. He will need it. He gonna have I'm not gonna say he's gonna have a hard road, because I know his dad's gonna have his best interest in hand. But keep him lifted. Just keep us all. Thank you for taking the time to sit with us. Thank you for the time for hearing us out. Again, 426, his album's dropping. It's not monetized. His proceeds go straight to his son's estate, which we already have set up. This baby boy is already set. So anybody thinks this is monetary, go find your life somewhere, because we ain't got time for that. But support him. Support his life, support his dream. And by supporting him, you're supporting his son, who will be set when he is 18 and he ready to become set. So keep us in prayer. Keep calling the state's attorney. They said y'all flooding it. Listen, you opened up way more doors than we ever would have expected. So one thing you should never do is lie under oath or change your story. Just don't say shit. Plead the fifth. I don't know what happened. That's what I would have said if I was gonna lie. Just being honest with y'all. I'm keeping it 100. I don't know. You can't never come back and say I didn't know. But again, when people feel like they gotta tell their truth, they actually tell the truth, and thank God for that. God is exposing things in so many ways. So we love you all. Tyrie loved you all. The love and support has been overwhelming. The flowers, the fruit baskets, like if it made it all feel like we were back in June again. Again, we received it all, and we thank you. We weren't telling this story for any of that. We was only telling this story to get his story out. So keep him in prayer. We're going to continue to celebrate him on his page. Again, it's me now celebrating him. I don't think I need the publicist to come back in, but if she got to jump back in with her facts, she will. So if y'all have pictures, videos, we're going to allow people on Sunday to come live and share some of your best stories that you might have had with him. We're going to save these lives for his son. So when you see us go live Sunday, that's your opportunity to want to join, to share maybe a fun time, a fun opportunity. I know we all have so many stories. Tyrie was our wild child. I got so many stories. He was definitely the youngest in charge. He gave me the more gray hairs, but that was still my baby. And so, just on Sunday, if you want to share some words of encouragement for him, his son, his memory, it probably will be a part of his biopic. Just ask to join in, and that will be your opportunity. Enjoy your Friday nights. Again, keep us in prayer. I'm going to be okay. Yes, I'm going to cry. I'm going to have my days, but guess what? God got me. And that's all I need. As long as I got him, I know I'm going to survive each and every day.
Told, not sold.
And don't forget, the story's being told, not sold. I don't need views. I don't need a YouTube channel. His YouTube channel is for his music. I don't need none of that. We just want to tell the story. And so now it's been told. Enjoy your evening.
Let's review what we know. First assassination attempt on Tyrie's birthday when only 3 people knew his location. Autumn's admission of maintaining relationships with both men throughout her pregnancy. Timeline contradictions in her public statements that contradict forensic evidence. Teaching her child to disrespect his murdered father's family while accepting their financial support. Living off Tyrie's insurance money and public sympathy. Creating social media content that inadvertently provides prosecutors with new evidence. Terrence Yancey, 18 years for pulling the trigger. Autumn Anderson, completely free, raising the victim's son. Police have quietly reopened the case based on her own YouTube admissions. No statute of limitations exists for conspiracy to commit murder. Was Autumn an innocent bystander caught in a tragic situation? Or was she the architect who planned her baby father's execution? Does sleeping next to the trigger man make you complicit in murder? This family has lost everything. Their son, their daily peace, their grandson's presence in their lives. They're fighting not just for justice, but to prevent other families from suffering the same destruction. If you believe their pain deserves to be heard, if you think accountability matters regardless of gender, then prove it. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Share this story so others can recognize these warning signs. Like this video so the algorithm knows justice stories matter. Because silence isn't neutrality. It's choosing the side of those who destroy families and walk away untouched. Looking at all the evidence presented, the failed first attempt, the timeline inconsistencies, the recorded conversations, the cold behavior during the 911 call, the financial benefits from Tyrie's death. Do you believe Autumn Anderson belongs in prison alongside the man who pulled the trigger? Or do you think she's simply another victim caught in circumstances beyond her control? Leave your honest opinion in the comments below. Your voice might be what finally brings complete justice to the Richardson family. We extend our heartfelt condolences to the family of Tyrie Richardson. We hope you continue to find strength and comfort in the memories you once shared. Thank you for watching to the end, and see you in the next episode of Mind Twist True Crime Stories. Stay safe out there.